And welcome everybody to another show of Dan-A-Plooza. My guest at this time is Atomic Red Hot pinup girl, Miss Christina. Miss Christina, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So, as many of you have known and will know for future uh, events, she is a pinup girl from the Atomic Red Hots group. Make sure to follow them on the Facebook social media. So that is the plug segment where we plug things in.
Okay. Yes, we have a Facebook page, the Atomic Red Hots, also on Instagram, where we put all of the information, and we also post. Nikki will post like pictures that we're taking at the car show. If anybody's cars are in there, she'll post that. And then on Instagram, they do like TikTok stories, which is a lot. Like some of it is like really funny, so definitely recommend. But we are also hosting a online pinup contest in September and then one in October for Halloween. So if you just follow the pages, you can definitely like see what's going to be happening and like where it's going to be happening. I definitely recommend like the online ones because they're a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we'll keep that in mind, and it'll be shared within the Dan-A-Plooza page. So thanks for letting us know.
Awesome,
Um,
thank you.
yep. And let's get to some questions, shall we? What has been your favorite pinup shoot for 2022?
I haven't really did a lot of pinup shoots, like pinup style shoots this year, but one that I did recently do was like a like country. I did it with our horses, and then like one of me sitting in the horse trough with my back towards
Mm-hmm.
taking my picture with like a like a whiskey bottle in my hand. So that one was a lot of fun. And then I did like a smoke bomb filter. That was a lot of fun. And then that I would say that one was probably like the funnest one this year. My favorite.
Okay,
Sorry.
it's fine.
They just got home, so they're like, "What is mom doing?"
Okay. Hi, peeps.
Right? Go.
Hello.
He's like, "Why are you in here?" Not outside. Sorry.
Uh, that's okay. Um, so, what are some of your favorite pinup outfits?
I have this one red dress that I got 4 years ago. It's a red and white polka dotted. It's just basically like a swing dress, what they call it, and it is by far my favorite. I like pairing it up with like a white belt and some red shoes. And then I recently made this one that I wore to the
Oh,
Rockabilly.
okay.
It's a tiki themed dress, so I'm like, I'll wear that today, kind of to show a little bit of support for Hawaii. And I started making it as a skirt. I never made anything before in my life, and I'm like, oh, this fabric is cute at Joann, so I'm like, I'll just purchase it. So I brought it home, and I had a pattern, and I started putting it together, and I was like, it's gonna be a skirt. So then after I put it together, I tried it on. I was like, oh, this would look better as like a halter top dress. So then I added straps and made it into a dress, and it's the dress that I wore to the Rockabilly Ruckus. And I'm like, this is a dress that like perfectly shows like what pinup is, because it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be perfect. Like you just go out there and like try your hardest, and there's no judgment. So I'm like, this is the perfect dress for me, my favorite one. And then I recently got a red and black one that I wore yesterday, and it was kind of different. So I was like, this dress will like be like my different dress, that it's okay to be different, because I was kind of like, I loved it, but it was, it's not the norm that I usually wear. But everybody was like, well, you look so great, like change is good. And I'm like, okay. But I just didn't feel like that it was the look that I usually have. So it was different.
Well, sometimes different is good, so it's important to
Yes,
know.
yes, definitely.
So, what do you like most about the Atomic Red Hots?
I love that they raise money for like charities. I love that it's a group that you can be in, but there's not like, I've read like where some groups, like all over the United States, that there's like stuff that you have to do, like certain days that you have to do things, or there's like you have to host so many contests or just random stuff that you have to do. And that's hard when I'm a mom and I attend school and I also have a job. So whenever they first, like, when I was interested in joining, I was like, but I can't make all of these shows that you guys do or that you hold. And Nikki was really understanding. She's like, that's okay. Like, we know how it is to have a life, plus, do this for fun and enjoy it. And I was like, okay, that's perfect. Like, I want to join. And then after joining, all the ladies are so wonderful. Like, we had a picnic, a pinup picnic, and we like had different photo ops that we did, and everybody brought food, and it was just like a good time. Like, the whole family's included, so it's not just like us ladies getting together. They welcome your whole family. Like, everybody becomes one whenever you're Atomic Red Hot. So it's really awesome.
I think that that's what is the best part of it, is when you feel true unity, and and you feel connected towards these other ladies.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And like when we're at car shows or contests, everybody like fixes your dress, tells you how to pose, and it's just to have the support while you're there is really helpful also.
Yep. It's I think that that's what the best part of it is. It feels like it's a family.
Oh, for sure. Yes, definitely.
um so what do you like most about pinup?
What I like most about pinup is it doesn't matter what size you are, what shape, what color, what gender. It doesn't matter, like, any of that. Everything at a pinup show just goes out the door whenever you're at one or at a car show, because everybody is the same there. Everybody supports one another. If you have a question, if you want your pantyhose fixed, which I often do, I have the worst time with this seamed pantyhose, and it's always crooked. And I always, at this one tattoo convention we did, I just had a random lady come up and she's like, let me fix your hose. I'm like, yes, please, like, fix them for me. And I'm like, it's just so awesome. Like, you're not strangers. You could be strangers, but you're not, because you know one another and you're there to help. And it's just awesome how everybody is so supportive with one another.
Oh man, it kind of made me laugh too as well, because I've had that similar problem with shows before, where I've had to wear tights and everything, and they always just rip on me. They never they never hold up, and someone always has to fix it.
Yes. So it's really nice whenever you have that, like, and if you need a dress, like, somebody just, we post on our group, if and they'll say, yeah, what color do you need? Or this past weekend someone needed an umbrella to use for their outfit, and they said colors, and someone brought that to the contest so that you could use. And it's like, whatever you need, it's, someone has it, they're letting you use it.
Yep, and I think that that's what's important, is that you always have that support and whatever else is needed. So it's good to always have that, not to worry and fret.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's awesome that, um like, guys do it. Like, I bet not a lot of people know it, but guys are even welcome to, like, if one day you want to say, oh, today I might want to wear a dress, and see how it feels, come to a contest. Like, most of them are open for that. Like, it's awesome to see that everybody is welcome, and it doesn't matter.
That's really good to know. Do you have like a lot of male turnouts and support for those shows?
I've been to three contests, and like at the rubber ducky one, there was males in it, and then I went to Candy's last birthday bash. There was males in it, and then I went to another show locally, and there was males in it. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, it's so nice that you can just be yourself and try what you want to try with no judgment.
I think we need that more now. There's so
Oh,
much judgment
definitely,
going on. So, and
for sure.
I know you had mentioned earlier, but I can't believe that you're doing three things at the same time, triple threat, um, between school, this, and being a parent. So,
Oh, yes, I just got off of a 2-hour long, like, a cohort for school, right? And that's, you're like 750 or 650 beyond, and I was like, okay, that's fine. So I just jumped off. So I was cooking dinner while putting my makeup
oh
on in front of
no,
my computer with my body mirror right there. I'm like, I got this.
Yeah. So my hat's off to you and everything that you do. So
Thanks. I'm just trying to get it all accomplished.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like it's like where does the time go? And everything is so busy. It's hard for me to. I mean, I can't relate. All I have is myself, my cat. So it's like it's
That's
not
even
even a
better.
contest.
But sometimes just being like yourself and having your daily stuff that you have to do is more than enough. And then adding like your animals and all of that, sometimes a struggle.
Oh yeah, yeah. She doesn't get her food bowl. You know, I get the that's the stare that she does. It'll just be sleeping and wake up, and it's
Like a child.
yes. Where have you been? Where's my food? Because we have one food ball and three animals that want to run to it.
Oh my
So we have my cat, my mom's dog, and everyone's just eating out of the one bowl. There's other bowls,
god.
but the one bowl.
They all like the same one.
Yeah, so I pretty much have to fill it up almost every day
That's so funny.
because I'll hear someone crunching. I'll go, "Who is that?" Oh, cat. It's fine. It's only with the dog because the dog will inhale it.
Oh my gosh.
And the dog is Lizzie, and Lizzie, we just adopted her. She came from a puppy mill, so little Lizzie
Aw.
just she came from a bad home in the puppy mill, so um, we're trying to teach her like how to be a dog. Like I'll throw the ball and I'll be like, "Go get it," and she'll get it, and then she'll drop it there, and then she won't bring it to me. She doesn't understand the concept. Or her new game is throw it over the deck and then I go get it in the fence yard.
Basically, she's training you to fetch the ball.
Yes, yes. It'll just fall and it'll just roll. And then she'll look at me and I'll be like, oh, ridiculous. Ridiculous puppy.
That's so funny.
But so when you're judged on these contests, do they look for certain things in the pinup girls?
They do. There's usually like a vintage look that you get judged on, hair and makeup, your personality on stage, and then your like the crowd, like how they respond to you. And that was like and they ask you a question. So you don't know the question ahead of time. At most pageant contests, you don't know the question. So you get up there and you are talking, and sometimes they like you can give a bio of yourself, but other times they just like go up there, introduce you, and then ask you a question. So then you have to just like come up with something very quickly
Oh
and
no.
answer it. Yes. So that's for like, and they want the right answer. They want like, a very good answer. So you really have to kind of think about it, but you don't have long time to think about it because you just have to spit something out. Sometimes, like, I've been asked if you were in a circus, what would you be? And mine was like, I think I replied with something like, I would be the clown because I would like to make kids laugh. But they
Yeah.
don't want answers like that. They want like, like an answer that's like very good and kind of
Oh.
catches people's eyes. And I'm like, yeah, I just like think of it on top of my head. So that's like where I really struggle because they want like really good answers. And
Yeah.
another thing that's a struggle is like every judge is different. So we can look at our score sheets after. So some judges could score you very high on your look, where others don't like your look and they score you very low, or they like your response but the other judge doesn't. So then it's sometimes very hard to please like all the judges, but if you have the look and you have the style and you have the right answer and the crowd loves you, then you're usually going to get very high in points.
It's
But
kind of
it's
like I think of the answer like when they have like the Miss America or those pageants, and the girls have to answer one question and someone always says world peace or something like
yeah,
that. Is that the kind of answer that they're looking for? Like something like that strong of a nature, that
yes.
impacts?
like someone had used an example I heard at the last contest. Like, what if they, because a lady got a question that said, what do you like about yourself? And I forget what she even said, but she was like, that was a very hard question. But someone that's been doing it for a while, they replied with, how you can help others, what you do for other people. Like, they want to know things like that. But when you're like at that moment, when you already have a lot of anxiety about being up there in front of them, you just spit out whatever like is right there. And so, yeah, it doesn't always have the outcome that you were thinking of it having.
Yeah, because I was thinking about your circus question, which is that's so many choices you can throw. I
Yeah,
think the ringmaster would be a good one because then you're leading people and you're
yes,
entertaining the masses. So
that would be a perfect answer.
yeah. But if you're like, oh, I want to work the popcorn cart and just hand out the popcorn, they might be like, no.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
No. I ruined my answer.
Every contest that I've been to like around us, they've all like asked questions or like had you talk have you talk. But I went to one in New York, a contest, and lady was like taken back because she had to speak at this contest. And I was like, wait, there's contests where you don't have to talk? Because I've only go to those ones. And I guess there's a few events that they have in New York where they do contests and you just kind of walk up on stage, do a few poses, and then walk off. I'm like, well, I need to watch for that one.
Yeah. I would like to remain mute this whole time.
Yes, exactly. That is the best for me.
Oh. Do you ever have to showcase any talent or anything?
Oh my gosh, at the one I did at uh the rubber ducky, it was a pinup contest at a tattoo convention. You did have to do talent, and I'm like, I have no talent. She's like, well, just like we don't really judge on your talent. It's just about like how you interact and how you please the crowd or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I learned some self-defense moves. So I was like, well, I could do the self-defense. So I roped my daughter into being the person I demonstrate on.
Yes.
And she was gone all week at a festival, so I really didn't have time to practice. So we go on stage, and she's like, Mom, I can't do this. I'm about to cry. I was like, Andrew, we got to go on stage right now. We don't have time for you to cry. We got to go. So she goes on, and I'm like, I should have used the microphone, but for some reason I didn't think it was like an option, so I didn't. I tried to talk loud enough, which wasn't good enough. So I showed 3 self-defense moves, and then we walked off stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, this was like the worst thing. And I was number 1. So I didn't even know like like how to do it or like what I should do. And so I definitely learned. That was definitely learning for me. If there's ever another talent show, like you can, one lady did like rewiring a light bulb. And I think she might have placed 3rd. One lady did a painting while she was on stage. One pinup that actually won, Miss Cherry, she did the scene from Miss Congeniality. So that was really cool. Like it was perfect. So, yeah, she won. And everyone just did like something different. So it was just really cool. And one of the guys that actually competed, he was so nervous going on stage, and then he did the talent and he blew it out of the water, like his singing and dance moves that he did. And after that I was like, oh my god, like you are amazing. And he's like, but I'm not used to like speaking in front of people. I do this like dance and everything for performances, so I'm really good at it. I was like, you should not be nervous about talking because you're amazing. And I was like, well, see, other people like have difficulties too, even though we might not see that. I might think I'm the only one struggling today going on stage, but definitely not. Other people have things I just like me.
um, I'll tell you, I used to have horrible stage fright. I used to be so afraid and scared, and so first talent show I did, I was in 4th grade, and I had Disney characters to sing, like 3 different parts. So it's um, playing those parts. I sang Akuna Matata when I was in 4th or 5th grade, and like it was in front of my whole school, and people were judging and everything, and like um, I did the most thing where you just walk back and forth and pace and, just and hold the microphone and talk down like this and everything, but doing the voices. And so my advice to you is to do something that has a connection to you and do something where it may not seem like it's a whole big thing weighing on you. You might have to build at it in case you run into one of those scenarios again.
That is great advice. I will definitely keep that in mind.
Thank you. Yes, I beat my classmates. They sang Metallica and were very pitchy, and it was not really good, and so when I did that, and I did the voices, as a Kuna Matata, and just playing into that, so I tell people sometimes like doing songs is sometimes good, but more if it's a talky song. If it's something that's more talked, you may feel more easier at that because you don't have to worry about singing and the breath and everything, if it's more talking. So
Yeah, that's a good idea. If it's something that you like do often or that you can relate to, then it'll be easier to do.
oh, I know. And that's what the thing is, because I've done like some songs that are very long-winded. I did All That Jazz from Chicago and Joseph and everything, and they have like very high numbers, and so when your voice, you feel like, how can I go to the next part, so just do those little things and that'll help you.
Yes, definitely. Thanks for the advice.
Well, I've been around a while, a long time-ish. But so when you do these contests, and what's your feeling about before you go do the contest and when you come back for it? Is it like nerves, like, oh, or is it like, this is gonna be fun, this is awesome, let's do this?
Well, when I get there, I'm okay. I'm out getting pictures with the cars. I'm thinking, I'm going to do amazing. I got all of this stuff in my
Yeah.
head that I'm going to do just perfect. And then you get up in line and it's like, okay, like I can do this. And then they're like, then you're looking at everybody going ahead of you. And it's like, oh God, like I'm going to be next. And that's when the heart starts racing. And it's like, okay, I can do this. Like, and then get up on stage and I'm like, I always joke, I'm like, I hope I don't choke today. Like, I hope I can go up there and
Aw.
actually speak and do it. But it is getting a lot easier just knowing that everybody is like there to cheer you on and have a good time just like you and there's no judgment. It's like this past Saturday was probably like the easiest that I've got up there and spoke. So it was, I tell everyone, I'm like, if you don't think it's going to get easier, it may get easier because I didn't think that a year ago, but then I did 10 more contests and now it's like getting a lot easier.
And it will, like it'll get easier throughout time. I did that show, then I performed as like a background dancer for an Argentina singer, and I can't dance worth lickety split, you know but I found out if I was comical, people enjoyed that, because it's playing an aspect, where other people are better dancers. So it's finding your strength and using it to your advantage. So whatever your strength is it's good to play to that.
Yes, for
Mine
sure.
is sometimes being a goofball, so I just play that card all day.
That's what my friend he does a drag and he says you have to like make the audience laugh, like you have to make it so they enjoy it, so you have to come up with stuff that like the words make them laugh. And I'm like, but it's so hard. And he tries to help me or help me with like my posing and I'm like, I can't do this because like I've like growing up, I never really was into like wearing dresses or anything like that.
Mhm.
So probably when I was like in my 20s, that's when I really like started wearing makeup and wearing dresses. And then pinup has like really helped me and let me be, like dressing up and putting makeup on and doing my hair. And now I really enjoy that. And So I wore heels and I didn't really wear them often. And he would yell at me. He would say, "You gotta walk on your heel. You can't walk on your toes." So that's something that I fail at doing, is walking improper. So I'm like, this past weekend, I was walking through the grass and was just sinking. And I was like, please don't judge me on my walking because my heels are sinking into the ground. But when I get yes, that was my face. I was like, I just want to make it from the grass to the cement without falling. So I joked about that. So I was like, well, see, like you can joke and make people laugh and it'll be okay.
Yeah. And I think of, because I was watching this movie earlier today, and the song popped in my head. Uh, if you, I don't know if you ever do duets at all. I don't know if
No.
that, no, but it might be for fun. The beauty school dropout from Greece, because you have, if you have a male singer, and just
Yes.
that could be fun.
That would be fun.
Exactly. But I think that's a good way for you to do that, just certain song elements and everything. But yeah, I definitely feel like maybe there needs to be some quicksand signs or something, so you don't,
Yeah.
in the mud,
Yes, for sure.
you, you need like almost like a pinup crossing, and there could be like a pinup girl sign, pinup crossing.
Yes, walk through here. It is not gonna make you sink.
We have the right of way.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you have those certain things and play to that, and I think it may also help, like if you, I don't know if you talk to your people, or the audience or anything beforehand, but if you know some people and like their sense of humor, play to that.
Yes.
Really play.
Yes, and that's what you have to do. You have to like involve the audience also.
Yes, and that's the thing, because it sounds like a lot like improv, and I was been part of improv troops, and I've had laughs and I've heard cricket, 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 so
Yeah.
so it's and so to me a lot of it is like when you have these experiences, and like after you learn from them, you're like, oh, okay, this worked, this didn't work, yada yada, move forward. Is that
Yes,
how
and
you?
for sure. And I've been paying a lot of attention to like, who's winning and how like what their poses were or how they answered their questions or like the ladies that have done it for a long time. There's a lot that I follow on Facebook. So I'll look at like what they wore that day or how their hair was, like just for some tips on like how to make myself better and how to really help, for the next contest. And it helps a lot when you just like look up to those certain people.
You know what might work? I'm gonna give this idea. Yeah, you can use it or not use it, but I know it's popular because of the movie Legally Blonde.
Uh-huh.
Do you know that? Maybe the bend and snap. I don't know. That might make people laugh.
I know. I saw that this one lady, she did a pinup contest last week. She had an umbrella and she opened it and a lot of like stuff came. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, we really can't do that because then all the stuff will be on the ground. But I was like, what is a way that I can open this umbrella and there'll be like confetti that falls but doesn't fall to the
Mhm.
ground? So I'm still thinking about how I can do that.
Yeah, I think could do that. And if you have like a certain song and maybe make like a mix where you have something that's maybe light and it plays, and then you turn your back and change to whatever, and turn around. Now you're giving variety. So
Yes. I saw this one lady, Paula, I watched one of her contests that she was in, and she had a like one dress on and then she like spun around and
Mhm.
like unclipped it and it like turned into another dress. I
Oh
was like,
wow.
that's awesome. Like that is really cool to like have two different ways that you can wear a dress in and show it like in front of the judge as you spin. I'm like, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. Hi Tilly. Thanks for dropping in. Um I'll have to remind you about, there's another funny video. You'll have to see it. When you were talking about the kickboxing, it's like it's really adorable.
That's
You get
awesome.
a
Yes,
kick
sir.
out of it.
I have to
So,
remind
is
me.
there anything else you want to say for Dan-A-Plooza as we wrap it up?
I would say because everybody asked me like how like when you do this or they like ask questions about like I wish I could do this or I wish I would do it. It's not about like wishing that you could because you can.
Yes.
Like anybody can do it. Like if you need help with dresses or like I have dresses that I could lend you
Yeah.
or like if you want to talk about it, like I
Mhm.
definitely recommend doing it because like the day that I got first runner up, I was like, "Oh my god, like I had a like if I can
Yeah.
do it, anybody can do it because
Yes,
you
you
just have
can.
to get over it and just do it. And you have a whole
Yep.
bunch of support in pinup world to do it. So I definitely recommend doing it.
Yep. You can be your own dancing queen, playing
Yes,
on
for
a
sure.
tambourine.
You feel like a totally different person when you put the dress on, the
Yeah.
makeup, and the hair.
Exactly. Well, I'd like to thank you for being on my show. Everyone, stay tuned. Next guest for Dan-A-Plooza, Penny Pixel. Stay tuned.